Hi guys, and welcome back to the next video. And in today's video I am doing a speed build video, and that's what you are seeing on screen now. And in this video I decided to start like a Sims challenge where it's build your IRL house in The Sims 4. So this is me attempting to build my house that I live in, that I'm currently sitting in filming this and talking about it. But yeah, I thought it'd be quite interesting. Obviously you can't get it exact, you don't have everything that you have in real life in The Sims, but try and get it as close as you can. So you'd all said in the last one that you liked my talking over it, so that's what you're going to get. You're going to get the talk and the music. So with this, I'm sort of just playing around with the proportions at the moment, trying to get like the shape of the house down. It looks really weird and it looks quite long, and it's because my house is like a semi-detached house. So like if you imagine there's another version of this mirrored on the other, like to the left of it. But I wasn't going to build two houses, I'm just building mine. So I'm just trying to get like the layout of it, and that's why the roof is like that, where it's like a half. So that half where the exact same house that I'm in now, but flipped, would be in the other side. So it took a lot like trying to get like windows that look the same. Like obviously they don't have the same windows as I do. And trying to get like proportions right, and everything's a lot more difficult than I thought it was originally going to be. So it made me realise like how little windows I have in my house compared to what I usually put in a Sims house. Like what you're seeing me put in the moment is where all my windows are downstairs. It just sort of like surprised me how many I actually put in a Sims build compared to what I have IRL. So this is me putting in a window. Yes, we have a window in the house, like from the kitchen into the back room. It used to be a conservatory, but then we got that turned into just a second living room basically. And we have a porch. I'm not sure if this is a British thing, but we have like a small room where it's like your outside door and then your inside door. Some houses have it, some houses don't, but ours does. So this is me putting in the layout of the bedrooms, and basically there is no like small platform outside my house like that. It's just a step, like you just step up and then you're in the door. But The Sims does not let me do that, so I decided to just put a step thing in. So imagine that's just a step up. And that wee room there that I'm trying to put a window on, see this small one here, like at the front above the door? That's my room. I am in the smallest room in the house. In this, it's actually bigger than IRL. Like in The Sims it is bigger than what I actually have. It's just the way it all worked out that it ended up making it look slightly bigger than it is. The same as the roof here looks weird because that's the shape of it, but you can't put roofs at an angle, so I just had to have it like hanging over because I couldn't not have a roof there. So that's my bad. And yes, we have like red roofing tiles, and my house is sort of like a pebbles all over it, but we couldn't get them on this like small pebbles, so we just went for the brickwork. But yeah, so I think we're starting to get into laying out the doors and the wallpaper. Obviously I don't have the exact wallpaper in this than we do at home. Like in the hallway it's a sort of silver flower pattern, but there isn't that in The Sims, so I had to put like a blue and silver. And it's like the hardwood flooring everywhere in the hall, in the back room, and the kitchen has tiles. All the rooms upstairs are carpeted, apart from the bathroom, which is tiles. So it's weird building like your house in The Sims, because you start to think, you're like, wait a minute, what does my room look like? Where does that room look like? So yeah, so it took a while of just trying to like lay out the building and put in the right like carpets and bedding. And that green room there is my sister's room. And this big room here that I'm just about to do is my mum and dad's room. I am right next to them, and that is why after a certain time at night I need to be quiet, because my room is literally right behind theirs, so they hear me if I'm up like talking or recording. So hopefully when my sister eventually vacates the vicinity, I will move into her room and then I can record later at night. So yeah, so it's obviously wallpapers are going to be a bit off compared to what we have like in real life, because we don't have the wallpapers in The Sims that I have real life. I tried looking for them, but you can't get all your exact wallpapers in The Sims. just can't, sauce. I tried to do my front garden, but the plot isn't big enough to have my front garden and my back garden. It's just unfortunately it worked. So I think I end up cutting away that wall and putting in like a small front garden, and that's like the driveway where the cars go. And see, I moved the house about quite a bit, just trying to get the right place. Seems like I get rid of this wall soon, so I can have the actual garden. And I think I'm putting it in the fence. Yeah, no, I'm putting in the fence for like into the back garden, which is also very difficult to get in, because it's not the right type of fence. And if you wonder what I'm building there, that's my garage. I probably made it a wee bit big. I wanted to have it not the same height as the first floor, but you can't change the height of that, annoyingly. And that's the decking out the back. So you can't. I wanted to change the height of the garage to be smaller, but you can't do that, annoyingly. So the garage is not that big, and I'm not sure. You have garages, don't you? If you're in like the country you're in, I assume you have garages. Like base everyone just uses it as a place to store random stuff that they don't want in the house. But yeah, so that's what's in there, the garage. And then this side of the garage has like big doors, but I couldn't put that like in, if you mean, so I just put random doors on it. But now I'm putting in the fence for like the back garden. The back garden is a lot bigger than that. Like I have quite a big back garden, but obviously plot size means that I am unable to do that at the moment, so that was not an option. So that's me doing the porch now, just with the tiles, and I think I've put the lighting in. We just have one wee light there, one of the fancy wee lights outside the front door, and then putting like the ceiling lights. Now, in the kitchen we have like small LED lights, not those big ones, but Sims doesn't have the small LED lights. It only has big ones, so we just had to deal with that. And then in our hallway we have like a fancy lampshade, but they don't have that in the Sims, so I had to just put that one in. I really need to see about downloading some more like CC for building. I have a lot of Sims, like create a Sim CC, but not a lot for building. So there's me trying to do the front garden, and trying to make it look like it is. Like, obviously there's a wall at the front of my house which isn't there at the moment, and this is where I put like change the wee path and bit. So that wee bit in outside the doors is not there. There's not like a wee platform outside, but it is in the Sims because the Sims does not like you to have it the way you want it, basically. Then I just do some landscaping with some flowers. It's funny, I only made this last night, but see, try to remember like what you built. It's rather difficult, and I don't know how people that do this frequently, like do speed builds where they talk over it, do this, because this is difficult to keep talking about like what is on screen. But yeah, so it's just a lot of like landscape, trying to make the front garden look nice, probably nicer than what it is actually in real life. But you don't need to know that because you don't know my real life house, so you can only see what I build in the Sims. And so we have like red stones in between the slabs, but you don't have red stones in the Sims, so I just went for those pebbles. And this is me trying to just find a coat rack. I always have trouble like finding like high-end coats. I don't know why. It just always takes me a good couple of minutes to find them, and putting them in the hall. Tried to make them really big, that looked weird, so I did that, but I ended up changing the size of this porch. Like any of the wall sizes that you see at the moment, don't take them as like the final one, because they change quite a bit, because I end up realising that certain bits are like bigger than they should be or smaller than they should be. That's like there, so I changed the hall to make it the hall bigger and the porch smaller. There I was trying to find, we have a glass cabinet when you come into the left, but there isn't like just a glass 3-tiered tower display cabinet, so that was what I had to go for. Same as we have like a wall mirror, but that was about the closest I could get to it. You can't move them up, which is annoying. So you can only stick them there, which sucks. And then we have like a frame on the wall, And that's the hallway sort of done. We do have like a small under the stairs bit where you put like your shoes in that. I'm not sure if that's a British thing or like Harry Potter, if you know what I mean. That's where Harry Potter would stay if he was at my house. So we're into the living room, and this is where to change the doors and change the size of the room. Get rid of bits. Our house is like a dead weird shape. As I said, we're a semi-detached house, so that wall, like the one where the wall with the purple, is attached to my next door neighbour's house. So that's got like wee indents and out, but indents and whatnot. But see, that's me changing everything basically. I'm trying to remember what I actually did, but I can't, and then the words are just going. So that's me repositioning the stairs. It actually makes it more realistic, the fact that it intrudes into the kitchen a wee bit. I just realised that I'd made the living room too big, so I had to like shrink it to make it more realistic. And then we put some wee shelves. We have radiators in there. I've noticed Sims don't have radiators. Like, I'm not sure if that's just a thing that America have radiators, but you have like central heating, don't you? You don't actually have like metal objects on the wall. You have like central heating that lets you do air conditioning and whatnot. Also, this shelf, I tried to make it like a long shelf, but the second part of it kept changing shades. It was weird, so I ended up, I think I just got rid of them. We have like a wee glass shelf there. And I think that's me basically done in the living room, just picking the rug that looks closest to what we have, which is probably that one. And shimming everything across to make it a bit more central. And I think that's me done. Oh, we have a wee ottoman at the window that the dogs jump on so they can look out the front window. And this is when we get into the kitchen. Now, the kitchen does and doesn't look like it does in real life, because we have a hob and an oven, which are two separate things here, whereas in The Sims they are all like one. I'll show you what I mean in a minute. This is me just putting in like the countertops at the moment, trying to make it look right. And there we go. So that's the wee island bit. Got the sink, and then that's the oven. Now that's the oven, and it's got the like stove hob on the top. That's where our hob is, but our oven is like next to the fridge, like in the middle. So that's why I ended up putting in like that fancy, really tall one. I contemplated putting that on the fridge because that's what our fridge is in. Our fridge is like hidden in a cupboard, but I decided against it. Just because, like, if someone for some reason decides they want to use this, let me know and I'll put it on the gallery. But it should work. Most of the stuff should work for your Sims. So this is our like kitchen dining room bit. Over here I'm trying to find like a table that looks more like ours. We used to have a glass table, but we have like a wooden one now, so I had to just put in a glass wooden one. And down here is where my dad's computer is in the kitchen, just behind that wee wall. That's where he plays his computer. And just trying to fill it, if you like, trying to make it look homely. Obviously in The Sims it's a lot cleaner than my real life house is. There's a lot more clutter all over the place. But you never want to like make it look cluttered on The Sims. You want it to look nice. So put the microwave in, fire alarm in, just start adding a few things like wee utensils, fruit bowls on the table. I think it's here I'm looking for a coffee machine, which I eventually find and put in that corner. That's also where our bread bin is, and I put another one of those in. So it's like right in the middle of those two, like in the middle, sideways and up and down is where the oven is. And this is me trying to like make the bathroom a better shape. I don't know what happened to the floor there, but something did. I had to delete that wall and whatnot and move everything to try and make the bathroom a bit smaller, because I'd shrunk the kitchen, so I might need to shrink everything else, which then threw off that fence. I think I ended up just putting it at like a straight angle, like that. Yeah, I just did that. It is at an angle, like in real life, but The Sims was having none of it, so we just stuck with that. And I moved the garage a wee bit and put in the decking stairs. So now we're into the downstairs bathroom, and I realise now I've put a glass door on that. There isn't a glass door, you can't just like see straight into my bathroom. That would be awkward. And I had to just like flatten off that wall because it's weird, it didn't line up on the outside like I wanted it to. So I think I've flattened off that wall as well. So on the outside it's angled, but on the inside it's just like flattened off. Just putting some wee decorations. We have like countertops running along one like wall of the bathroom, and then we have like the wee shower behind the wall. Just filling it out with some things. Here's where I do the wall, like that. That's what it looks more like. It's a wee tiny bathroom. And this is our back room. It used to be a conservatory, which is just basically like a glass room that gets really warm in the summer and very cold in the winter. It's very unpractical, to be honest. And this is where we have like a second dining room. We have our old table from the kitchen we kept in there that we use for like Christmas dinner. If we have guests over, we sit in the back room instead. And this is where we have like our TV and the wee couch. And this room is like a green themed room. All the rooms in the house are sort of like downstairs anywhere, like different colours. The green was actually my idea. Because when I first suggested it, Mum was like, no, I wouldn't have a green room. But now that we have it, she's like, I actually kind of like it. So, just trying to, again, add a bit more clutter. Blinds were my bane of my existence with this build, because they don't have just like the type of blinds we have here, or the type of curtains, so I had to just change it. There's not a lot of green, I also noticed, like colours. There's not like any like lime green anything. So I had to change that. Same as those curtains look a bit weird, but there's not a lot of purple either. There's not a lot of colours that are in my house apparently. So I think I'm just adding a few more bits of clutter before I move upstairs to decorate. Upstairs isn't as decorated as downstairs was, just because upstairs doesn't have what like we have IRL. So what I mean with that is, you'll see in a minute, my bedroom is just a bed. One wall of all our rooms is just mirrors, like mirrored wardrobes. So I just put in like the wardrobes along the walls of everyone's room. And my bed is my desk. My bed folds down into my desk, or my desk folds up to my bed. But because of that, I like couldn't have my desk in the room, if you mean, so I decided to put the bed in. I also realised when I was doing this how much storage, like shelves and chests of drawers and all that, we have in our house. And is that normal to have this amount of storage? Like, we don't have enough for the amount of stuff we have, like clothes wise. But yeah, so this is the room that I will hopefully move into eventually, which is my sister's. Again, hers is the same as mine. Her bed is her desk, so it folds down. I also realised that this bathroom upstairs was way bigger than IRL, but I was going to fix it, and then that would mean changing the whole downstairs at the bottom, and I was like, I can't be bothered with that. I'm not about that life, so I just added some extra wee things to try and fill out. So that bathroom is not that big. That bathroom is probably just smaller than my bedroom. But in this, we just made it a wee bit bigger. And I think that's it. So it's now just fixing the roof of the garage and then on to the pictures. Because, yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to tag a few people to build their houses in it. I want to see if you do it. Let me know in the comments below. The people I tag are in the description, so go check them out and pester them and tell them to do it, so you can see what kind of houses we all live in. And yeah guys, hope you enjoy it. If you did, remember to leave a like, comment down below and subscribe if you're new to the channel, and I'll see you all next time. Bye! Bye!